Okay, goal setting. Tomorrow, I'm attempting to do 3,139 push-ups in 24 days. The number represents the amount of Australians lost to suicide in 2020. So it's an amazing cause, but today I wanted to talk more about goal setting and how I'm going to approach that big number. Firstly, have an endpoint in your mind. Know when you'll complete that goal. And for me, the platform's already come up with that. So it's 24 days and 3,139 push-ups. But for you, you might be setting weekly, monthly, quarterly goals, yearly goals, 10-year goals, anything at all, but it follows the same process. Now, most importantly, the first step's conviction. You have to hit every goal knowing that you are absolutely going to achieve it, no matter what. And without that conviction, I think it's a goal killer. I mean, sure, I could list a bunch of things that could pop up that would physically make it impossible to achieve a goal, but that's like everything. We're not going to focus on those things. Now, this first hurdle of conviction is honestly why most goals don't happen. And for me, it took like 3 weeks to convince myself that I was going to do this, that there was no way out. Until that point, I was talking to myself about being busy or looking for partners that might want to do this with me, but as they would pull out, that would question whether I should do it or not. I was throwing any number of excuses out there to stop myself or to not commit to this goal. I was just generally avoiding it because it's easier to not commit to something. It's way easier. And that's the battle with personal goals. No one actually cares whether you achieve it. No one cares whether I achieve this, and no one cares about your goals. At the end of the day, you should be doing things because that's the type of person you want to become and it makes you happy. So definitely don't wait for approvals, praise, applause, or permission. Get on with it. Okay, so come back to the push-ups for a second. I know I need to do about 130 of these a day, but I'm already asking, do I want any days off? Probably, so let's increase that to about 150. 150 a day, but I still have to get all of my other things done. I've got to work, I still want to maintain other gym workouts, there's birthdays, there's things that pop up in the week. So what am I going to do about that? I'm already thinking I don't really like days off because I lose momentum. So maybe on those days off, those 3 days off, I can do a half day, and that'll give me a bit of a contingency. I'm working towards this short-term goal. So I've got some clearly defined milestones along the way, and I don't have to think about that now. 150 a day, but I'm still going to do half the amount on the days I have off. The next thing is, what happens when life gets super busy? It's probably the second killer of goals, is life just gets in the way of things. You start out with really good intentions, you had conviction, but you just got nudged off track by all the general day-to-day stuff that goes on in this world. So what's my plan to get back on track in that situation? And it's probably a if that, then this scenario. And I use that for just about every workout program or any goal setting. It basically means that if that happens, then I'll do this to get back on track. And by knowing that in advance, I don't have to beat myself up about it. For example, if I want to work out 3 days a week, then I know life's going to get busy and occasionally I'll get caught back at work or something will pop up and I'll be off track. I can't get to that specific day that I wanted to hit the gym. So what happens then? I used to tell myself that I was the type of person that never missed a workout, and that's bullshit because it happened all the time, and I think that was a bit of an identity crisis. I've since changed, and I think it came from James Clear's work, where I started telling myself I was the type of person that never missed more than 2 days in a row. And that really worked for me because if I get nudged off track, particularly when it's just a gym workout or something that's easy to miss, then you've got 2 days to correct yourself. You've got 2 days to get back on track. As long as I didn't miss more than 2 days in a row, I was still becoming the type of person I wanted to be. So for this goal, the push-up challenge, if I get nudged off track, I don't really have a lot of time to get it back on track, but I'm just going to have to make up those reps the next day and not get too far behind. So now I've got a decent plan for actually achieving this goal. I don't have to give much thought daily to how I'm going to do it. I know exactly how many, and the next step would be setting up some accountability. And for accountability, I just set a reminder on my phone, super easy, so that every hour or hour and a half, I'm gonna have to drop down and do X amount of push-ups to sustain it. And I can work in around that. If I've got really important business meetings that I have to attend or something I can't avoid, like I'm in the car, then I will, adjust accordingly. So for you and your goals, accountability wise, your phone is your best friend. Scheduling things into Google Calendar or setting reminders is an awesome way to make sure that things pop up and make you aware of what you've agreed to stick to. One last thing, and it's probably something I never do, is celebrate your wins, celebrate your milestones. I don't do it enough, but for this one, it's such a short goal that starting and somewhere in the middle, getting over that sort of hump, and then the finish line would be clear ones. But some other fun ones might be doing a push-up in a really random location, at the top of a mountain or some traffic lights in the middle of a mall. Those things might start a few conversations. But for you, it'd be identifying something meaningful, some fun little milestones for your goal, whether it's short-term or really long-term. I hope this has helped you in some way revisit your goal-setting process. It's not new, but each time you hear it, I think it makes you go back and rethink your own approach. Thanks for watching.